but I'm going to do it.
Well, hello, Kerry. Welcome to the Backpack Show Live. We're live today. Are you drinking a fancy pink drink there or what?
I sure am. Now, if you could
That was
just tell me what's happened to Chris Brogan and send him on over here
he went to the
from whatever
Connecticut
game
School.
show he's taken over hosting.
Connecticut
We're ready to
School of
start the Backpack Show.
Broadcasting. So it's just us today. We're just going to do some news and we're going to play a game called, what's it?
One gotta go. We know
One
we've
gotta
done this
go.
before. There's 4 things, and one of them has to go. And you would think it'd be really easy, but there's actually some pretty sophisticated logic that goes into the decision for everybody, and it's always different.
I always love to hear the thinking, but that's going to require audience participation.
Uh-oh.
I mean, what's your take on that sort of thing? Do you think that people are good at audience participation?
I'm not.
Hi, everyone. Tim Kitzer from NBA Jam and NFL Blitz, welcoming you to The Backpack Show. Your hosts, Chris Brogan, Kerry Gargone, Boom Shakalaka.
Backpack Show.
I knew you were going to do it. I was waiting.
I know.
I'm on to you, mister.
Hello, Dean. I'm going to hit these 3. Hello, Jane. Hello, Leslie. We're going to play a bunch of games. We're going to play One Gotta Go. And I also thought I'd bring up a little bit of, things that I saw that were strangely newsworthy or whatnot.
Oh, like current event stuff.
Yeah,
Well, there's nothing going on.
a few things
Thank you for covering for me while I was out.
Oh, let's start there. You went off and you did some travels. I think you might have gone to a few places. Hey, it's my mom. It was her birthday last week on the show.
Oh.
You were out there somewhere in Europa, I think it was. How did it go? What happened? Where did you go?
So it's been interesting. My family is like half in Tennessee and half up here at the moment. So we got together in London. So it was interesting. So, okay. So first I have to back up. I spent a week helping my oldest get together with a couple of friends in North Carolina, where it was like about 1,000,000 degrees. I don't know how that converts from Fahrenheit to Celsius, but it was hot. Did a bunch of fun stuff, amusement parks, malls, if you can believe that, because one friend was from the UK and hadn't experienced any of these super fun American things. So
like malls.
We did fun American things. Yeah, like barbecue, malls, stuff like that. Then we flew back to the UK with the friend from the UK and met up with like Dan and my other child and my sister-in-law and my nephew. And we all palled around in London for a few days, then went up to Manchester, like north, and then over to Dublin for the weekend. So it's a very, it was a lot. There was a lot.
And the theme was you just wanted to see incredible historic places like North Carolina and Manchester, UK?
No, I mean, not exactly. So how it started was actually my oldest cooked up this idea for a visit with one friend who lives in North Carolina and the other who lives outside of Manchester in the UK. So it was all their idea, which explains why it was at the height of tourist season, because I tend to visit places in the off season. It's just how I roll. But this was their idea, so that's how it went. And then it sort of snowballed because I was like, I know from experience traveling to Australia with my oldest that sometimes they want to just be with their friends. And then I don't mind being by myself, but maybe I should mention to my sister-in-law in case she would like to come. And so it became like her coming, but also bringing my nephew. And then my youngest also wanting to come because they were coming. And then Dan being like, hey. So then it was everyone. So it turned into a whole different trip.
What, Big Ben, Parliament? I'm just quoting European vacation at this point.
We saw I'm going to bore everybody with photos, and plus my kids would kill me. But we went to the Churchill War Rooms, so where Winston Churchill kind of ran the war, at least the British war effort, from basically the basement. So we saw that. That was really incredibly cool. And the British Museum of Natural History, took a few different kind of interesting tours of Westminster area and stuff like that. I love tours, all about tours. So that's what we did in London. Then in Manchester, it was just kind of downtime because we were mostly there to escort my oldest friend back to their mom. Wow. So so we had tea and kicked around there. They have a really cool, the gay village. So very LGBTQ friendly. We just walked around and did some shopping. And then
Just
ahead.
on that really quick, I can't imagine like Manchester, New Hampshire, like a working town. It's like it's not New Hampshire, Manchester, UK, both a working town. But I can't believe that they had like a big, strong LGBTQ population. That's
Well,
interesting.
so the thing is, if you were to say, where should I go? Like, where's the best place to live in the UK? If I want LGBTQ friendly, people would say Brighton. It's very, very expensive. That's like in the southeast. And it's like by the ocean and stuff. So pricey. But if you just want a vibrant, more accepting community, surprisingly, Manchester has a great community. So I thought that was
That's
awesome.
wild.
Yeah. So we checked that out. They also have an Alan Turing statue in the park. So we went and
That's awesome.
took some photos with that. And by we, I almost always mean my sister-in-law and I, because like nobody else
You were the one
wants,
doing the story.
yeah, nobody else wants to do this. We did.
The kids
But we
were
spent the
sharing
weekend.
memes.
Yeah, we spent the weekend in Dublin, and I had booked a really cool like make a ring experience with a silversmith. So they give you a little
A
piece
ring
of
like on your
silver.
finger ring?
Yeah, I have it over on my desk. I can get it. But it's they give you a little piece of silver and you bang it and bend it into shape. And they do like the soldering and the stuff that's too dangerous for like average people who don't know. But
Right.
yeah, it was really cool. So we all up to see all the kids like hammering their little bits of silver
Interesting.
and stuff. Yeah, we had a great time. And I
So
love it. Go back.
Chip Griffin, who could probably pull off a Churchill cosplay, said that the British Museum and Churchill War Rooms are great places to visit. The former I used to head up regularly when I was a frequent London visitor.
Yeah.
And then he said you were touring Turing?
I was. The one thing I will say is London was crushing. It was so crowded. So we were in the British Museum and I was just like people everywhere. So that was a bit much. What I liked a lot, I did a tour, like an all-day tour in a black cab. Like they have black taxi cabs. And the drivers are like pretty extensively trained before they're allowed to drive people. They have to know
Right.
all the roads within like, I forget, within like 6 miles of central London or something. It's like very great detail. So they took us around all day long. And that was really cool because I wasn't like kind of competing with other people just for access to look at like the Rosetta Stone. I was just, tooling around town, getting out, taking a look at some stuff, having a walk and get back in.
That's wild.
Yes.
That's wild.
I did eat a meat pie.
Oh, how did you like the meat pie?
It was a little heavy for July, I'm going to be honest, but I had to because, when in Rome,
When in Rome.
when in Londinia.
Right.
And I saw I saw the Roman ruins in London. Like the wall.
I saw some when I was up in Yorkshire. Yorkshire has a part of a 1,000-plus-year-old place. I saw that
crazy.
after my host Robbie Wilmot took me to a McDonald's because when you're in the UK, that's what you think is. I think I'll get McDonald's breakfast.
Oh, well, how about this? When we went to Dublin, we went shopping in a regular grocery store, and there were these big like plexiglass panels in the floor, and one of them had like I don't know how to put it. It's like a double staircase, if you get me, like a going down to like not that much further down. So I was kind of like, this is weird. What's this like stairway to nowhere? Then in the back was a much older looking thing. Still couldn't tell what it was. They had these little plaques though, that one of them was Viking ruins, like a Viking residence that they had unearthed while building this supermarket. And the other was from a theater that used to be there. And it was like the spot down below the stage from which the villain would pop out.
Huh.
And so from like 1745. So they didn't cover or destroy them or relocate them. They just like put glass there so people could see. It was really cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, I thought that was in Dublin. I thought that was really cool.
It's awesome. Well,
Yeah, so I had a great experience. And I
Uh,
actually loved one of my tour guides in Dublin so much that he's a tour operator. It's his company. I invited him to come on. So he's supposed to come on in the next couple weeks.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. I take a lot of tours. So for me to like one that much.
You really like
was
one?
good. Yeah. It was really good.
All
So
right,
now
well,
I'm
then
back.
that begs the question: what makes a good tour guide or not? I mean, obviously, there's a lot of ways to not be one, I guess. But what makes one the top of the Kerry heap?
Ooh, knowledge beyond the script. So if I ask a follow-up question or another like naturally occurring question and you have no idea because you just read the script, that's a poor tour. It's average at best. But if you are someone with enthusiasm for the topic or the area or both, and you know a lot of things about the area, then I can sort of explore and learn about things of interest to me and not just strictly speaking what's in the script. That makes for a great tour. What makes for an amazing tour, like that I want to invite them on the Backpack Show, is the guy is very outgoing and personable, very funny. Like clearly I felt like he had like a theater background or something. But yeah, so I'll tell you what happened in the whole thing. And this is we already had an amazing tour. Everything's great. One of the questions comes up from my sister-in-law, said, well, what about the role of, LGBTQ people in Irish history? Because, Catholic country, a lot of kind of fraught. And so he had some intelligent things to say about that. And then as we were walking along, he asked about our family, talked about my oldest being transgender and having to like not be in the South in the US right now and stuff. And he was so kind about it. So at the end, how everybody mills around at the end, like to ask the tour guide more questions and stuff. And I was just going to take off, but he'd said, "Oh, connect, let's connect on Instagram." So I give him my phone so we can get on Instagram, and he gives me this big hug and says, "You've got allies here in Ireland, and I'm so
That's so
glad that
sweet.
we met." Yeah, it was so sweet. And then of course I was like, you have to hug like every single person now in this tour. Like, there's like 15 more people just waiting around. But no, it was so great. So he made a personal connection, not just with me, I mean, with others on the tour, and brought to it so much of himself. Like it was clear this meant something to him. Running this tour business, because he doesn't just give tours, he runs it, means something to him. So that's what made to me like a story worth exploring, to find out how he got into that business and made it successful. Because let's face it, there's like a gazillion detour business.
We've got games to play, but I've also got a little bit of news to share. One of the things I'm going to show is a new place for tourism. Leave it to Sir Richard Branson to have a good idea about tourism. Space. So this is just a tiny little clip of the galactic space
3,
flight.
2, 1, release, release, release.
This is low Earth orbit
Ignition.
touring. It is the closest to space
Good
a lot of us are
control.
going to get in this lifetime. But this is formerly live footage of
There's Mach
galactic
1.
getting
Pilots
off
have
into
started
space.
trimming for that turn towards space. Trim is now set. There is max Q. That's the point of maximum pressure exerted on the vehicle by the atmosphere. Those on board are
Look at that
experiencing
speed,
about 3
900,000
Gs
miles
right
an
now.
hour.
I want to see the camera inside the vehicle when that's happening.
Incredible
Because I'm sure they're like, no.
time.
And on it
We're at
goes.
Mach 2.
But related to
We're
this,
in the
it's kind of
vertical,
carrying
headed
on with the
towards
space
space.
theme, not necessarily the tourism theme. Looks like Russia has just launched. They're going to go to the south side of the moon. First manned moon mission in 47 years. They're going to go to what's called the South Pole, which is beating out the US, India, and China, who had all started to put together a manned moon mission. So I find that kind of crazy too.
And we're just like, we did it already like many years ago, so never mind. We don't care.
Yeah. There's but there's still more science to be had, I'm sure, and there's definitely a whole sense of what people are can accomplish in these places. Plus, I have a feeling that some of this kind of stems from the idea that maybe we're a little worried about what we've done to our own planet.
Yeah. Well, space tourism, though, is hilarious because I don't trust most people not to light a cigarette on a Southwest flight or put a pan in the microwave. So I don't know if I want to be in space with a bunch of randoms, I guess, is where I'm going with that. Because they could make a mistake in space.
I think you have a good point there.
Annette wants to hear the Dublin tour guide. Ian is his name. Dublin, I want to say it's original walking tours. Amazing.
It's very cool. Totally 90-degree angle turn. I didn't know this. I knew that Bed Bath & Beyond had shuttered itself. I knew that they were out of business, but I didn't know that Overstock.com bought them for
did they?
$21 million, kind of like an already bankrupt sale.
Wait, though, did they use their 20% off a single item coupon?
They did have several coupons that they had to present at the register. And the whole concept, though, is like they took every bit of the brand and just laid it over Overstock.com, which is doing well, but just doesn't have such a known name brand kind of brand. So I don't know. What do you think? It's a trend that's been out there. That, like a little Chinese company bought Polaroid and relaunched it and now sells Polaroid products. There's a lot of companies who've gone out. Shinola in Detroit, one of my favorite little brands, did the same thing. They bought like an old defunct 1950s brand. What do you think of this idea of overlaying it onto another business?
See, I think they missed a trick. They should have gotten a brand that's like SCHITT, so they could have been Shit and Shinola. That would have been the move. But no, I guess overlaying any brand on top of your brand, you're getting the good and the bad. So if Overstock wants to be like known as like the coupon destination, then Bed Bath and Beyond overlay makes sense because that's, it's just reinforcing. But if Overstock was actually trying to be like, this is really good quality, valuable stuff, you just happen to be getting it, a little cheaper because it's left, whatever, it's the last few left, then it wouldn't be the best move because people are going to be expecting like dirt cheap. And if it's not dirt cheap, they're going to be disappointed, I guess. That's my 2 cents. My 2%. Dean says Titanic submarine. Oof. Now, come on. Was that really like the people in it only made the mistake of like getting in it? But I think the whole thing was a mistake. But I just mean people like making bad choices in space is probably not.
It's like that SNL
so
skit. What is it?
Far
Mistakes
out
in
there.
Space?
Yeah. I mean, if it's taught us anything, if this whole like pandemic experience has taught us anything, it's that you can't trust other people's judgment when it comes to your own safety. So yeah, I don't think space tourism is going to be on my list of things to do. Much as I love tours, there's so much to see here first.
My pal Ian Altman points out the reason why we can't do that branding purchase. Sorry. Too many consumers might not know the difference between Shit and Shinola.
That is such a great point. I think that's legitimate, Ian.
What a handsome man Ian Altman is. Trying to get ready for the future some more. The downside of climate change and all that. U.S. just put more than $1 billion into carbon dioxide removal.
Okay.
Because otherwise, how are we going to cool the planet back down? We're having some problems in that.
Yeah, we're pretty screwed because we absolutely can't get people to stop using the stuff that they're using that creates the problem. So yeah, but
Right.
evidently if you plant enough trees, so we're contributing to the problem or rather making it worse by like taking down rainforests and stuff because we need those trees to process all of that, all those greenhouse gases. So plant more trees. The answer is pretty simple.
And it turns out trees aren't going fast enough. So we are now trying to optimize this with the same space a tree takes up with a carbon monoxide removal system.
Well, we can, I guess, but trees are prettier.
We're building Blade Runner, essentially, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Speaking of, horrendous things like climate change and all that, evidently the water temperature of the sea level everywhere is going to make this the worst hurricane season on record. So we could get some incredible stuff rolling into the autumn. If you have any cruises planned, maybe go to space.
The Backpack Show is becoming very like cutting edge, like edgy for the morning.
Holy cow, we're going to be awful. You just made me think of something.
Not to take any cruises.
That's
sponsored by StreamYard.
Thinking about your impending death? Use a StreamYard channel.
Oh my gosh.
Want to make a site to give away all your belongings because we're not going to use them when the planet blows up? Get your .online domain, cbrogan.net/online.
Can I just say it's funny that it's .net/online, that it's not a .online link to get the .online.
We had the Backpack Show .online, but I let the subscription lapse. I'm special. Hey, I only have like one or two more news stories, and one is just kind of a really cool visual. This one's not. This one is evidently there were these two flying taxi companies, and they were fighting with each other. But now they're going to work together. So
Ian's on fire today. If you have a cruise scheduled, pack a seatbelt.
Flying cabs. So you're going to have a rough old time. And then I just wanted to show you this cool video. This is
flying cabs. Oh my God.
I'm not a metaverse guy, but this is like a pretty neat demo of some of the cool stuff you can get done in the metaverse. What's extra cool is that this is sort of bridging augmented reality. You'll see it in a little bit when they show the factory.
But you can like perch awkwardly on a recreated chair in a fake environment.
So look at here, though. Look at how the systems start to show some overlays. You can start to see some tooling working on it, getting some sense of what robo factories look like. These exist already. Like there's not, Amazon has plenty of robo factories and so do many other companies now. But this tool allows us a greater visualization system and also allows to show what overlays and kind of metaverse showing a different view of augmented reality. So I just found the video kind of neato. Plus, I thought you could put really foreboding music on it and have a lot of fun too.
Oh, my kid would turn that into something incredibly creepy.
I was thinking the
Yeah,
same.
I haven't seen Ian since he spoke at a Marketing Profs B2B forum years ago.
Oh, he's the
So
best.
it's been a minute.
Chip's comment: if you're planning to attract an any present manufacturer, I'm here to help. Hey, you know what could be fun? Let's play a game. Let's play One Gotta Go.
Okay. So the rules are easy. We actually just used this in one of our virtual staff meetings at work. One Gotta Go. There were a lot more rules attached to it because that's how our team is. They have a lot of rules. But here we're going to keep it simple. So you see 4 things. One of them's got to go. You can feel free in the comments to weigh in with your decision and your reasoning. The reasoning is what makes it interesting. So let's see. Hello over
video
there.
game One Gotta
Okay.
Go.
So Halo, Call of Duty, Fortnite, or PlayerUnknown's Battleground.
Yeah, I would kill PUBG. I mean, Halo is legendary. Fortnite is
Did
continuing.
you just say
to innovate.
PUBG?
That's what they call that game. PlayerUnknown's Battleground is called PUBG.
Okay. Nerd.
It's just because when they were selling it online, that was what the little mobile game kind of one looked like.
I can't see. You have to move. I can't see you now. So, yeah, you have to move. So let's see. What does everybody else think?
Oh, well, I don't know. That my opinion.
Dean's a pinball guy.
What a surprise, Dean.
Chip says D because I've never heard of it.
Right.
Which one would I get rid of? I mean, it's really hard to say.
PUBG was hot for a minute. It was one of the early battle royale games, but it's what led to Fortnite. But it's definitely not the. It's definitely not the thing. Yeah. See, whoever made this card doesn't play video games. They just outsource that part.
Mm-hmm. It would have made it shorter too. Would have made the card shorter. You wouldn't have that awkward break. All right, if you say so, I'll go with that because honestly, I care about none of those, which for reasons.
Right. Let's go to the next one. It'll probably be more fun.
Okay, this is a tougher one. Hard. Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, or butter pecan. One's got to go. Now, when I first went to the South for an event in Alabama, I had said pecan pie, and they were like, pecan, and they were disgusted with me. They're like, the only time you need a pecan is when you go camping. So apparently it's pecan. So butter pecan. So
I assume in this case they mean ice cream flavors.
So I'll tell you something, Joanne. For one thing, I wouldn't give up chocolate. You'd have to pry it from my cold, dead hands. But I've developed an appreciation for butter pecan since getting my braces off because I immediately started eating things with nuts in it just because I could. So Chip says, assuming this is only for ice cream, strawberry's got to go.
Same opinion.
That's a very important distinction.
Yep.
Let's assume it's for ice cream. I just like the other flavors better.
Oh, Deanna's got a good point.
If you mix strawberry with anything else, you're going to be sick for a while.
Right.
Oh, butter pecan, less flexibility, says Dean. That's true. You don't see like sundaes made with butter pecan.
That's true.
That's fair enough. Pick 2 from the prior card. Leave all 4 flavors. He's like, you do well on the Kobayashi Maru.
Right. I'll make my own.
I don't believe in no-win situations. Then Chloe says chocolate. Oh, Chloe, that's the only one I can't live without. Dang it.
The older I get, the more I really appreciate vanilla.
That seems so unlikely.
As an ice cream flavor.
Like mix it with anything?
I don't know. I think, a good vanilla bean with those little flecks in it. What's not to love?
My youngest likes vanilla. It's the only kind they'll eat, actually.
Yeah.
And they don't mix it with anything at all. It's like just vanilla. Okay. Now, this is tough. So if you like cocktails, old-fashioned, margarita, cosmopolitan, or mojito, one's got to go.
I know which one a bartender would pick.
Why? What a bartender?
Mojito. They take way too much time because if you're going to do it right and muddle and all that sort of stuff, you're a jerk.
Oh, that's interesting.
You order a mojito during a busy time.
Oh, Ian likes real vanilla bean. Yeah, that's true. I do have a nice, I really do enjoy like a good vanilla. All right, so Chip says dump C and D. Look, one got to go, not 2 got to go. So ridiculous. Bartenders hate mojitos. Chip verifies. I occasionally will drink a margarita, so I'd want to keep that. I feel like an old fashioned is just a staple. Like you got to have it.
Yeah.
I don't really have a strong feeling for cosmopolitan or mojito, but I do feel like cosmopolitan's like a little bit played out, but I'm not that fashionable, so I don't know. Like like don't go by me, I guess, but I feel like we could all do without it because we've all had so many.
Yeah, mojitos are usually just rum, sugar, lime juice, soda water, and mint.
So why are they
it's
so
a
hard to
very
make?
summery. It's a summery drink. Very easy. Oh,
Why is it
because you
hard?
muddle the mint. You take
Oh.
you have a mortar and a pestle, and you tunk, 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 tunk.
Oh, okay. Oh, and Leslie says butter pecan. She's
Bye,
checking
Ian.
in about the last thing. Oh, bye. Go get some vanilla.
Then I dump
Then I-
mojito because mint belongs in toothpaste and breath fresheners.
Oh
Chip is right.
no. I don't know. I've had some really good like summer cocktails with a little bit of mint on them. I think it's so good.
Oh,
Leslie
and look,
says-
of course, Leslie makes mojitos.
Yeah. You got to get more syrup, by the way.
Leslie also
Also syrup.
the best maple syrup in the world, which I still haven't repurchased anything from the nice people at Walmart shopping.
It's amazing how fast you get used to that good syrup too.
I know. One gotta go. All other syrups.
I know all other syrups. Okay, pens, pencils, markers, or crayons.
Oh, my take on that's crayons. I mean, crayons are fun and they're like frolicky and you can feel a little bit easygoing with them, but you could get something done with pens, pencils, or markers.
I don't know. Like, do you still? I could see you need pencils like for drafting, like in construction and other like
Oh, sure.
standardized testing. If they haven't made that online, because they totally haven't in my school district yet.
Really?
Yeah, trust me, I know. I was typing my bar. I typed my bar exam before it was like possible to do on a computer. I brought a freaking typewriter. Like, I was so determined. I sat in the typing room with everybody else I was going to type. And yeah, I kept I needed to. Crayons, what are you, 5? Yes. Thank you for that question, Dean. The answer is yes. Pencils, says Joanne. Pencils can go. They do kind of have
crayons.
Yeah. Crayons are virtually useless if you're not a kid or an artist. Gotta go, says Chip. Ooh, bring in the controversial opinions.
Right.
Chloe wants to get rid of pencils, but it hurts to get rid of any
office supplies.
crayons. Leslie says she'll be sending care packages. Well, now we're going to need mojito mix.
Right. Leslie makes her own crayons, by the way.
Stop. Well, anybody could, right? You could just like melt old crayons into like big, scary looking bundles.
She makes paraffin wax from her bees, and then she takes and mixes that with pigments from her fruit garden. And
amazing. So if she goes through a set of stones like an Outlander, she'll be totally good. Like she'll be able to make stuff wherever she ends up, even if it's like 200 years ago.
Well, I like my dad's opinion on that one too. He says I like mixed media.
Oh, your dad likes.
I'm gonna have to get some crayons out next time I'm visiting. I'm into it.
Nice. What's the deal with white crayons? So you can draw on like colored construction paper is why.
Right.
Obviously. So if you're not an egg person, you're going to have to take a pass on this one, I guess. Sunny side up, scrambled, poached, or hard boiled. One has got to go.
Oh, there could be fights over this one, maybe.
I know.
Well, I'm not a sunny side up guy because it's just too easy to leave it too runny. So I'm an over medium kind of a person. I don't want to see the little yolk sitting in a pool of uncookedness.
Don't get rid of any eggs, says Chip.
Keep the eggs.
Hi, Joanne.
Bye. See you.
These are getting too difficult, says Chloe. I like my eggs poached, so I'd have to keep it.
Yeah.
I do. I also like scrambled, but I'm really fussy about them. Like they have to be scrambled pretty much with nothing in them.
Right.
So I don't know. I guess I'd get rid of sunny side up just because I don't ever eat that.
Right.
Chip says poached goes because I'm too lazy to make them.
Right.
See, swiper.
Oh, he doesn't want you to swipe the eggs. Good one.
Hard boiled, except Japanese eggs for ramen. That's a good call on that.
Yes.
Wow, maybe my next project, says Leslie. What, finding a set of stones to time travel through? I agree. That would be a good project. Let me know when you find one. Just write a letter and have a bank hold it for 200 years. B, says
Ah,
Chloe, but only because I can't add butter or cream to them. Oh, okay. See,
very
that's the thing. I don't like things mixed in with my eggs either. I'm a little fussy
No, but
about
her
that
point
too.
is she would prefer them mixed in. She wants like
I
the
know, but she
very-
can't, she said. So she's willing to get rid of them. All right.
yeah.
We don't have a lot more time, so we're gonna go to the hard
Oh,
hitting
okay.
ones now. All right, Coke, Sprite, ginger ale, or orange soda. One, gotta go.
Wow.
I mean, they're all horrible for you, so let's just put that out there.
Oh, I know. I finally kicked my soda pop habit, except for the occasional movie theater.
I guess it depends like what you want it for. If you want it to keep you awake, then you would get rid of like ginger ale or orange soda, right? Because they don't usually have caffeine, do they? Orange soda, because I'm not 5. Hey, now come on, no crayons, no orange soda. You're living a life without joy, Chip.
Jeez, Chip.
Put crayons in the orange soda.
That's what you put crayons in Sprite and you make orange soda.
So it's partly nostalgia for me, but when I was growing up, I liked orange soda a lot, so I'd probably want to keep that one. And
Yeah, I
I don't
kicked
like.
Sprite out because I
Would you?
think. Well, you know why? Because I think ginger ale is close enough, and
Oh,
I'm also thinking of alcohol mixers.
I gotcha.
At least the first couple.
That's smart. Look at you being smart. Lizzie says orange soda.
Oh,
I mix onion, baby peas, and bacon with my eggs.
well,
Sometimes
now I'm
roasted
flying
potatoes.
back over there just to get that. That
All of
sounds
those sound delightful. I was thinking like with scrambled eggs that you get like at hotels, you just never quite know what's in them. Could be about
right.
anything. Sometimes they put like full on cream. Sometimes it's cheese. Like you just don't know.
Yeah.
Who loves orange soda?
Keenan and
Aw.
Cal means I can't get rid of D, so Sprite it is.
All right then. Well, so we've made our difficult choice. Let's try one more. Okay, this is one that's a little more like up, a little highbrow. Being left on red with no reply. Your socks getting wet. People coming over unannounced, or someone holding the door while you're still far away. One of those things has got to go. I mean, we'd probably be happy if they all went away.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. What this is like the opposite.
But you can only get rid of one. Yeah, so you have to pick.
Oh, okay. So this will never happen to me again.
Correct, and will never have happened to you because it's like I view it as it is gone forever. Like it never existed.
No question.
Being left on, you like an answer right away.
I want an answer right away. I can't
see because I don't like people. Says Chip.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, I almost missed my dad's joke on the soda one because it was like no moving parts.
Orange soda is a cocktail mixer. Isn't there like one really is like an orange creamsicle or something? I feel like there's one drink that uses orange soda, and it's just because they wanted to use orange soda.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Annette says we can make ginger lime sparklers from Thug's Kitchen cookbook to replace all of them in the drink mixer too.
Huh.
I have not heard of that cookbook, and now I feel like I need to.
Oh, Thug Kitchen's great.
Your dad is so funny. One door closes while another one opens. So he'd get rid of someone holding the door for you when you're far away. That is kind of awkward because it's like, are you supposed to like hurry? Or, I mean, you're not committed. You didn't ask them to hold the door. You could just take your time.
Yeah.
Because I can choose not to answer the door. So Chloe would rather get rid of being left on red with no reply.
Yeah.
And Annette would get rid of wet socks. Now, listen, you can pretty much get rid of wet socks on your own just by not stepping in puddles. So,
or hear me out. Stop wearing socks.
Ugh, gross.
I stopped wearing socks in 2019? December 2019.
These aren't things I need to know.
No socks ever since. I've been
how?
It's really amazing. There's
what about winter? What about boots?
Furry lined boots.
What about if your floor is not totally clean? You're walking on your dirty floor.
My floor is not totally clean, and you just get in the shower.
Getting a shower all day, every day.
No, which means I have dirty feet. There's not like someone coming over to like check them out. Oh, look at those feet, Hobbit. You know.
I like my sock. What if your feet get cold?
Never.
I feel like they could get cold.
You see me? I'm a polar bear. Never.
I think, did we go through them all yet? I don't know if we went through them all.
I don't know. You've got the buttons.
No. Oh, sorry. We'll end with a really controversial one.
Oh, that's hard.
Popcorn, chips, cookies, or candy. One gotta go. So which one's it going to be? I know.
I love popcorn in movie theaters. And I buy Skinny Pop and then I doctor it up myself. And my dad, throughout the 80s, made the most amazing popcorn in the world, like every night for anything. Like, how the news is on.
Well, I want
And
popcorn now because I couldn't eat it when I had braces. This is the theme of all the food related questions is
Yeah.
even though I didn't care a lot about popcorn before that, but having like had to be without it for a year and a half, now I want it. So I want to keep it. If you force
chips
a
are just
decision, candy got to go.
Yeah, it's a
You
toughie.
know, it's kind of interesting because that would sort of shut down like a big marketing machine that's been running for for decades. It would be interesting to see what would kind of happen instead. Um,
Broccoli ads.
no, but like, would we have a lot more commercial cookies, or like, what would happen instead? Like,
Oh
would
my
ice cream?
gosh. Look at my dad again.
Oh no, not be Chip likes the show.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
he wants to keep Chip. That's sweet, isn't it? Chloe would get rid of cookies. She loves the rest too much. Well, you can send me all
Oh.
your cookies, Chloe.
That's playing junior lawyer today.
That's
And that says,
really.
we don't count chocolate as candy, right?
That's a good question. It does not specify because if it were hard candy, I'd be like, bye.
Forget
But
it.
yeah,
But
I see
the
that.
Werthers-
I interpret it in a way that makes the question more difficult to answer. So I assume chocolate was in there.
You know how like little old ladies have those bowls of Canada mints that they put out when their first husband was alive?
Oh
Do-
gosh.
What do they call Canada mints in Canada? They just call them here mints? Like what's that?
Yeah, they just call them mints, probably.
Yeah.
You know
was
what I
there
never
somebody's-
understood the point of? What is that ribbon candy about? Like, who wants that? Nobody eats that.
No.
People would leave it,
Yeah.
like really old ladies would leave it out like on a dish.
My grandparents would put it out every Christmas, and it was nowhere to be found the whole rest of the year. My gramps was a candy salesman, so
It was
like
probably
I
the
saw
same ribbon candy every year.
all the candies, but never that one until like around Christmas time. Oh, speaking about the things that had to go like that, my Grammy. Well, so in the Catholic faith, Lent is important. You give something up from part of February through to Easter. And every single year, my grandmother would give up potato chips for Lent because it was her favorite thing in the world. And every single year, she did it as kind of a weight loss thing. So let me tell you that right after that on Easter, when you were allowed to have all the things you gave up for Lent, it was a little weird that when we're still trying to have ham leftovers and stuff like that,
I feel like it's really time to update this.
oh yeah.
You think you should update that? The outro is like out of date.
But then I have to like do work. Maybe Dan can make me a new outro.
Maybe.